Welcome to Sound of Resistance YouTube channel. Russia's attacks on Ukraine continued today. Russia suffered heavy losses after the defeat in eastern Ukraine yesterday, when Russian leader Vladimir Putin gave the order to attack again without making a military strategy. He paid a heavy price for it. The Russian army is eroding day by day because of Putin's mistakes. Putin acts like a novice commander without thinking about his next move. The strong and solid stance of the Ukrainian army began to make the Russian soldiers very uneasy. As we saw in the events in Kherson, Russian soldiers no longer choose the fight but to surrender. The failure of Russia to achieve any success in the war that has been going on for about 10 months has destroyed all the Russian soldiers' faith in Putin. After the meeting in Kremlin, some Russian commanders argued with Putin that they wanted to withdraw from the war. After the reactions he received from his closest relatives, Putin experienced another shock before he could even regain himself. The German state announced that it would make a strong military aid package to Ukraine. Russian leader Vladimir Putin tried hard from the day the invasion began to block the Germany's arms shipments to Ukraine, but still failed. The German government will send 1,000 anti-tank guns and 500 Stinger anti-aircraft defense systems to Ukraine from its own stockpile. The government also authorized the Netherlands to send 400 rocket-propelled grenade launchers to Ukraine and said it would send 9 howitzers to Estonia. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a turning point, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said in a statement. The post-war threatens our entire order. In this case, it is our duty to do our best to support Ukraine in defending itself against the invading army of Vladimir Putin. Germany stands by Ukraine. A German government spokesman said the weapons will be delivered as soon as possible. German Development Minister Svenja Schulz told local media that the government will provide 500 million euro to Ukraine for IDP programs. 200 million euro of our new aid goes to a program run by the Ukrainian government to support IDPs, Schulz told Funk Media Group on Sunday. The money aims to help ensure that displaced people in Ukraine can continue to provide them with the most basic needs, he added. Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, who will visit Berlin on Sunday, will meet with Schulz as well as German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. I will talk to Prime Minister Shmyhal about how we can continue to support the Ukrainian government in caring for IDPs, Schulz said. After these negotiations, the German state held an additional budget meeting to increase its aid to Ukraine. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz spoke at the budget talks in the Bundestag. Referring to the Russian-Ukraine war, Prime Minister Scholz stated that Germany will give modern Iris-T air defense systems to Ukraine and said, "With this, we will ensure that the whole city of Ukraine is defended against Russian air attacks." Emphasizing that the air defense system to be given to Ukraine is the most modern air defense system that Germany has. Scholz said that Ukraine will also be provided with a radar system that can detect howitzers, mortars, and artillery rockets. Faced with criticism for his reluctance to supply Ukraine with heavy weapons, Scholz said that Germany has so far sent 15 million shells, 100,000 grenades, and more than 5,000 anti-tank mines to Ukraine, stressing that Germany is clear about its priorities and that Russian President Vladimir Putin should be prevented from reaching his goals. Scholz said, Putin should not achieve his goals. This military attack against another country should not go away. This is imperialism that we will not accept in Europe. These words of Scholz were appreciated by everyone. With this sentence, German Chancellor Scholz became more respectable in the eyes of the other European states. The German government has so far supplied 2 types of heavy weapons to Ukraine: 50 Gepard-type armored anti-aircraft tanks and 7 armored howitzers. Ukraine also wants battle tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. Germany is considering sending additional weapons and military equipment worth 300 million euro to Ukraine, local media reported on Sunday. According to the news of the Süddeutsche Zeitung newspapers, the plan of the Ministry of Defense includes 2,650 anti-tank guns, 3,000 night vision devices, thousands of protective vests and helmets, radar system, 18 reconnaissance aircraft and various armored vehicles. According to the report, it envisages the rapid purchase of military equipment and weapons from German arms manufacturers, unlike previous shipments to Ukraine. which mainly included weapons from Germany's arms stockpile. According to government sources, Germany has so far delivered 500 Stingers, about 2,000 Strela anti-aircraft missiles, and more than 1,000 anti-tank guns to Ukraine. The military aid package includes 5 armored rescue vehicles, 7 heavy and medium bridge systems, 167,000 cartridges, 100 tents, 183 generators, 116,000 winter jackets, 80,000 winter pants, and 240,000 winter berets. For security reasons, the terms and method for the transfer of equipment and supplies to Ukraine were not specified. German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht announced that a large aid package will be delivered to Ukraine by the end of the year, which will include armored vehicles, bridge-building tanks, howitzers, and various weapons. The new target of the Ukrainian army, which gained strength after Germany's aid to Ukraine, is curious. Russian leader Vladimir Putin went crazy when he learned that Germany was helping Ukraine. The Russian army, which could not pass the Ukrainian defense, has a very difficult task now. After the aid provided by Germany, the plan to send a new aid package to Ukraine started in other European countries. After the meeting in Brussels, the European Council decided to help Ukraine 1.5 billion euros per month in 2023 and agreed on a common roadmap in the face of rising energy prices. Making a statement after the meeting, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen stated that 19 billion euros of aid was provided to Ukraine in 2022 and that it is planned for the next year. It is very important to have a predictable and stable income flow for Ukraine. Ukraine's monthly needs are basically 3 or 4 billion euros. 1.5 billion euros of this will be covered by the European Union. The rest will be met by the United States and international organizations, he said. The European Council also called for the timely delivery of the remaining 3 billion euros of macro-financial assistance for Ukraine, inviting the European Commission after the European Council to work on a more structured solution to provide assistance to Ukraine. With the aid package, it is foreseen that the salaries of public employees and retirees in Ukraine will be paid, and the continuation of important public services such as hospitals and schools will be provided. The EU Commission also states that Ukraine's macroeconomic stability and reconstruction of its war-damaged infrastructure will be possible thanks to the package. In addition to this, the Commission predicts that reforms will be made in areas such as the rule of law, good governance, and the fight against corruption in Ukraine with the aid package. In order for the proposal prepared by the EU Commission to enter into force, it must be approved by the European Parliament and the EU Council, which is composed of EU countries. After the approval process, it will be sent to Ukraine with all its help. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his gratitude for all the help. The Russian army had no choice but to surrender. Thank you for watching us.